have another beauty snapshot for you, and this time featuring CoverGirl's newest foundation, the Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation. I'm pretty late in reviewing this, but I might as well get it out there since I have been trying it out and I've kind of formed an opinion as far as like how the product performs on me. As first things first, as far as where I got them, the first one I got was shade 220, and I found this one at Bed Bath & Beyond, and this was only $5 and I believe 89 cents at Bed Bath & Beyond, but the shade Soft Honey is a little bit too light for me right now, so I think this would be a good shade for me during the winter months. And then I went to Target, and Target actually has Golden Tan, which is number 305, which is my perfect shade right now, and I believe at Target this was $6.99, so it's a little bit more expensive at Target, and if you can get your hands on the one from Bed Bath & Beyond, you'll save a little bit more. In comparing the coverage of this foundation to the Outlast foundation, this is medium coverage compared to the Outlast. I believe this is a very full coverage foundation, and I've grown to love this foundation on a daily basis because of the coverage that you can sheer out, but then you can really get the ultimate coverage that you want with this foundation in just one try. So as far as kind of comparing price wise, this is a little bit more expensive. I believe this is $10.99 at Target, and this is only like $6. So if you're kind of looking for something a little bit lighter, it's a little bit more kind of budget friendly, this would be a good choice for you. The only problem I had with this foundation comparing it to this foundation is that this foundation doesn't perform well with if you use a brush with it. I feel like this just looks really unnatural on if you apply it with a brush, and even with my fingers I just could not find it to not look cakey on my skin. So as far as a demo, on the demo that I'll be showing you, on one side I'll be using a damp beauty blender, and with the beauty blender you get a really nice finish to the foundation because it blends in really well on your skin and just makes everything like blend so nicely with the damp beauty blender. And then you can see as far as the coverage, it covered up pretty well on one side of my face, and then you can see that I still have a lot of redness on the one side of my face, and this foundation definitely covered up a good amount of the redness and the acne scars that I have on my cheeks. And then went in with a second layer of the foundation with the beauty blender just on the problem areas of my face, especially my cheeks where I have a lot of my acne scarring, and it did that really well, blend in so smoothly with the beauty blender. And then on the other side of my face I applied it with a brush, which is kind of my preferred choice of applying the Outlast foundation, because then it just blends in so well, and then I don't find it to look cakey even just using a stippling brush or just a kind of a really dense stippling brush on my face. And I found that this foundation just did not go very well because this foundation is very matte. So with the damp beauty blender I felt like the moisture of the beauty blender made the foundation look more natural on my skin, whereas if you apply this with just your fingertips or with a brush, I feel like it just looks so unnatural because it's so like matte. So as far as like, I felt like I had to use a lot more product when I used a brush because it just did not give me the right the coverage that I wanted or the finish that I wanted on my skin because it was so matte and it just looks so unnatural. So as far as to finish the look, I just wanted to blend in everything evenly, so I just went in with the beauty blender all over my face just to make sure that I have kind of like a uniform face at the end of the day. So as far as how the foundation feels on the skin, the foundation is actually quite lightweight. I don't feel like it feels icky on the skin by any means, but I know it claims to be shine free all day, but I did get still quite shiny. I am very oily, so that is kind of my fault. I didn't wear any primer when I put on this foundation, and I usually do on a daily basis because I have very oily skin. So as far as kind of having the shine break through my skin, it probably broke through maybe 2 hours upon application. So like nothing that, you know, blotting can't solve, so I don't really have any problems with that because I already know that my skin is really oily. So comparing the kind of shine freeness between these two foundations, the Outlast is definitely a lot more matte compared to this one. So as far as my thoughts on it, I feel like this foundation is kind of like a watered down version of this foundation right here that I have grown to love. So as far as my conclusion with this foundation, I feel like this foundation is actually really nice. I just feel like this is a little bit of a watered down version of this one, so I would prefer this one over this one right here. And if you prefer a much lighter, and if you were wanting this foundation, the Outlast foundation, to be a little bit lighter, if you found it too heavy, then this would be a dream come true for you. This is a good foundation. It's very cheap, and I would highly recommend it if you were oily, because if you are oily and you have sensitive skin, I have sensitive skin, this didn't break me out. This feels quite comfortable on the skin, and I have worn this on a regular work day and it held up quite well, so I didn't really have any problem with that. Do get a bit shiny with this product, but very oily, so that's really my bad. And if I wore a primer under it, it usually performed quite, you know, okay. So that is it for this mini review. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!